Hey boys, welcome back to some Rugby League 26 discussion, and in this video I am going to fight my way through it because my throat is absolutely destroyed, but we press on. I can't believe it, dude, but I did want to get my first impressions up and out of the way, right? So overall, I can't deny it. I cannot deny it that the game has been a very disappointing release. You'd be hard pressed to find people that would be happy with the way this game has released and all the issues with it. Now we'll go through. I don't have like I'm going off the cuff here. It's been a long couple of days, honestly. So, but before we get too negative about it, I do want to say the few positives. I'm not going to deny it. There's not a whole lot of positives, so we'll get those out of the way first and foremost. So, firstly, the game, it looks good. It looks good. You know, does it look as good as a AAA budget sports titles? No, but I think the player models, the players themselves look very nice. I think the overall aesthetic looks good. Stadiums look pretty good. Atmosphere's a bit jank, but yeah, I think the overall aesthetic is very nice. And it is a definite improvement on Rugby League Live 4, which obviously we would expect at this point. Also the UI is nice. I think the menus and most of the UI elements are pretty slick. There are a couple of UI decisions / aspects that I do have in the negatives column, and I don't understand why they've done it like this. But yeah, overall the look is good. The kicking, I think the kicking has been improved quite a bit. I just feel like, especially the bombs, also, granted I haven't played out like tens, hundreds of hours at this point, so we'll see, but the grubbers feel a little bit better. It still does have a bit of that issue of previous games where the kicker does seem to get just magnetized towards the ball, and other players do sort of still stand around a little bit, but it does feel a little better. And yeah, the bombs are far and away better. You can actually put up like decent midfield bombs and still compete for the ball, so that's been improved upon. I think the punt is, yeah, it feels very samey. I think the other kicking is pretty much stock standard, which is fine. I think the kick downfield is, I think it's there's not too much to really improve upon in that aspect. I do feel like I still wouldn't have minded, like I still would have liked an option to like it to slow down and be able to change the trajectory of the kick rather than it be like a high punt. You could do like a low, like flat punt, or yeah, a high one, sort of deep and long. But yeah, it is what it is. Not much. Now that pretty much gets rid of all the positives, I will be honest. I mean, the other thing, like I have seen, there's been a few people that say the game feels smoother and better than Live 4. I disagree and agree. I don't, like, personally I think Live 4 is in a much better spot than this game, which is obviously it's the big kick in the guts, really. Like that's the biggest issue, right? It doesn't feel as good as Live 4 does at this point, and there's a couple of glaring issues, but there are moments where the passing feels a little cleaner, a little crisper, but then 50% of the time it doesn't. So I don't know. I've seen a few people say that it feels smoother, and it probably, like, the game probably just runs better than Live 4, but I don't know about it just feeling smoother in general. But let us get into some of the negatives. So the first one, sort of the elephant in the room, is that the game is it's Rugby League Live 4. It does have a bit of a different feel. The movement does feel a little better at points, but at its core, it is Rugby League Live 4. Now, I talked about this in the lead up, right? I wasn't expecting like a vastly different experience, but I said the caveat to that, I would have been fine with the game feeling very much like Live 4, but it needs to rectify the issues of Rugby League Live 4. If it's Rugby League Live 4 with better set plays, better feel, better career mode, better AI, all that sort of stuff, then I'm all for it. But the problem is, it's Rugby League Live 4, but it has not improved upon pretty much any of those things, which is the big takeaway point. So that is, it's just hard to, I guess, quantify that. Everyone's looking at the game, everyone's playing the game, and it's like, yeah, where are the improvements, I guess. Now, I will say I did hear Odd1X talk about it, and he did mention that I didn't play Rugby 25, but he did say the same thing happened when that game released, that there were like no new animations pretty much, and then all of a sudden after a few patches there started being new animations in the game, which I'd be like, it would be strange if that happened for this game. Like, I don't understand how that could happen for Rugby League 26, because it's like, this is the base game. I don't know. I mean, I hope it happens, but at the same time, I'll be surprised if it does. But at the same point, the other negative is that I've played the game now for a while, not a whole lot, like I said, but literally the only new animation that I've seen is the Reece Walsh try put down. I haven't seen any other new animations, no new tackle animations, there's no new step, there's nothing, no new kicking animations. Like, it's the same. Like, there's no new animations, which blew me away when I was playing. I was like, what? Like, how are there none? I think Ross did say there were like hundreds of new animations. I could be misquoting. I did see people talk about that, but that was one of my biggest, like, what the hell is going on? Like, is this, do we not get like the big patch that added new features? I don't know. It feels a bit, it does feel like we're the beta testers, which unfortunately, I mean, that's just, it's sort of how it is in video games as it is, right? Like, they don't really come out with proper play tests and betas. Obviously some big companies do, but still, even to that point, like, the game does release, and a lot of times it's very buggy. Even the big titles they release, there's plenty of patches. So I do expect like a lot of the issues in this to be rectified, but it does leave a bad taste in the mouth for sure. But if you can hold off for a bit and wait for patches to fix it up, that's good. But yeah, it does leave just that sour taste. So yeah, no new animations. That's another big one. The other major one is also no new set plays, and also the set plays that are in the game just do not feel anywhere near as responsive, and they don't feel anywhere near as good, which I think the big problem and my biggest issue with the game is the dummy half just not getting to fucking dummy half, basically. And if you played it, you've watched it, you know what I'm talking about. And that pretty much, like, that, if they had that fixed, if that was working properly, the game would be fine. Like, it would still be fun, and I'm sure you could pull off some decent set plays, even though it's Rugby League Live 4. But because the dummy half just refuse, like, they just stand around, they don't go to dummy half, and then you're trying to like organize a set play. The problem is the players change positions so fucking quickly and often, right? So you'll be like lining up to do a set play, you're waiting for your damn dummy half to pick the ball up, you're trying to work out who to pass it to, and obviously you hold the trigger down, hit square, X, circle to hit the player you want, and then all of a sudden the fucking icon will change and you'll hit the wrong person. So I think the dummy half speed and just how clunky that is what's really affecting the set plays not feeling correct. Now, I have no doubt that the dummy half issue will be fixed, but I just question, like, who was testing it? Who played it? Like, I don't understand who played it and was like, yeah, that feels good. Like, I would just respect it more if they came out and said that we were a bit rushed for time. The game is not exactly where we want it to be. We apologize. We're still going to release it, but there will be updates to follow, right? But there was none of that. There was no like warning of like, okay, the game is a bit half-assed, but you know, and I understand like they want the game to sell well, but I don't know. The game just does not feel. It doesn't feel like a finished product at this point. So I think the dummy half issue is like one of the big factors in just not feeling fluid. Then you add on the fact that there's still plenty of the same issues. I will say I'm not going to talk too much about the AI. I've only played on pro difficulty for my time so far, so I can't give a good sort of overview of how the AI is, if it's improved a lot. I have seen a lot of the AI on pro still not using support players, running on a last tackle when they shouldn't. Like, it's still a bit scuffed, but again, I haven't played enough and I haven't played on the high difficulties to really get a good feel for the AI, so I'm not gonna really talk about that in this video. The other aspects, pro team, obviously that is a bit of a disaster. I didn't even get a chance to go on pro team before the servers like crashed, and they're working on it, so I can't really talk about pro team, but it does seem like a fun addition. Obviously, people will probably waste some fucking money with packs, but you know, it does seem like a bit of a fun little experience, I'm not gonna lie. Career mode. So career mode, again, I haven't delved too deeply into career mode yet, but I've seen a bit. It does seem more in depth with just like the managerial aspect, but as people have said, there's like no proper stats. There's no proper stats after games. Actually, we'll talk about that in a second, but the career mode, it does seem more in depth, but also there's aspects that are just missing from it as a whole. But I do think the career mode overall is better. Be a pro, I'm gonna be honest, I've played a few matches of Be a Pro and it's the same shit. I'm disappointed to say, but the Be a Pro mode is fucking abysmal still. It's the same issues. Stamina is still a huge fucking issue. Stamina in general in this game is still a massive issue. Like, you'll be playing a game and your back rowers, your halves, your fullbacks will be like on low stamina. It's like, yeah, obviously players in real life get fatigued, but the stamina, they need to fucking do something about the stamina thing. It just doesn't make sense that you have to, like, most back rowers in the comp play 80 minutes of footy. They don't have to be subbed off. Obviously there's the odd back rower that doesn't play 80 minutes, but in this game you pretty much have to sub off your back rowers, and even like your fullbacks and your halves, they get fatigued. Be a pro, like I said, the fatigue system, and like, it's never made sense to me. Fucking stamina. If you're a young kid coming through, you might have a bit less like match experience and fitness, but you're not going to be fucking out of shape and unfit. Like, I don't understand why a young player coming through doesn't have good stamina. It doesn't make sense. So I did start like a fullback career mode. I can only imagine, I'm sure like playing as a forward or a dummy half is fucking trash. Like, I'm sure you can make like 2 tackles and you're pretty much done for the game when you start on low stats. But yeah, and the other big thing with Be a Pro, the same glitch where if you played Be a Pro in the past, your player will just, or sometimes just not exist to the game, right? Your player just won't be, like, he'll be there, but the AI just don't register him as a player. They won't pass it to him. If you call for the ball, they'll just fucking throw it around like headless chooks. You won't be any position, like, they don't, if you go to like a set position, like, you just don't exist. You know what I'm talking about if you played the previous games, and it's the exact same in this, and I'm just shaking my head at how they could allow that to happen in this game as well. So yeah, that's probably one of my biggest disappointments so far, other than the gameplay as well. But the Be a Pro still having that same glitch. Like, I was playing as a fullback, and then all of a sudden I was just for like a half a footy, I basically may as well have not have been on the field because I couldn't get the ball, I couldn't tackle, I couldn't do anything. I was like, come on. There's obviously quite a few bugs and glitches. I'm not going to talk about all the bugs and glitches. People have uploaded clips. I've seen quite a few. My first couple of times playing, I kicked it out on the full, but the AI caught it out on the full, but then I got the scrum feed. There was also a moment where they got given a 6 to go, but then I can't remember what happened, but I think I was offside. They threw it into me. They got a 6 to go, but then I got the ball and it was just play on. So there's plenty of bugs and glitches. The game actually fucking crashed on me a couple of times when I first booted it up. So again, most of these issues will be fixed, but it's just a poor release. Now, the other thing I did want to mention with the UI elements is, so this is what fucking blows me away actually as well. No stats at the end or like at halftime and stuff. In previous games, you could go like tab across to see like stats of players, like run meters and stuff like that. It wasn't like anything crazy, but it was just basic stats. In this game, there's nothing. It seems so unfinished. I don't understand. Like, it just shows the tries, the conversions, and that's it. There's no player of the match. There's no stats. It blows me away. And the other big thing that I am like, and also I didn't talk about the other little bug and glitch, but the fucking numbers on the back of the jerseys. Like I've seen so many times where like half the team has number 1 on their jersey. I was getting tripped up so much when I first started playing. I was like, who the hell is this player? I was like, what is going on? But apparently everyone's running into that little issue. So yeah, and then players on the wrong side of the field. Like there's a lot of things. There's a lot of things that need fixing. But the other thing that I just shake my head is the fucking interchange system, right? The quick interchange. What did they do to it? Who thought that this was a good idea? They made it for fucking ants. I genuinely don't understand. The first time I tried it, I was like, oh, this is a fucking glitch. Like, there's no shot. This is like they forgot to patch it in or something. Because in previous games, it was fine. I get, the only reason I can understand is they were trying to make it cleaner, like trying to make it less intrusive, like on the field. But it was fine in previous games. Like the quick subs were fine. Like it was easy to use and it didn't really take up that much space. Like I had no issue with it. In this game, like you can't see shit, and also it feels like the buttons don't work. I was like trying to look and play. I was losing my mind. So yeah, I would love a fucking answer on who designed that and who has played this game, who has tested it and thought that, yeah, that looks good and that will be good for the game. I'm gobsmacked. That's one of the fucking, it's such a small element, but it's just one of those ones where it's like, how on earth did this get through the testing? Why change it? I don't know. You changed like nothing about the game, yet the few things you did change, you removed like stats, and then you made the fucking interchange select thing like a fucking little baby bitch fucking box. I don't understand. You can't even read it. Like I'm gobsmacked. But overall, I know this has been a pretty negative video, and you know, I'm not trying to shit on it too much. I do think patches will improve a lot of the game. I'm still going to play a lot of it. You know, at the end of the day, I'm going to enjoy it. I will enjoy it. Like, I think they will improve a lot of the major issues, and the game probably will get to a point where it does feel a lot better than Live 4. But at the moment, I can't deny it. I can't lie and say it's better than Live 4. I think Live 4 is in a much better spot as it is now than this game. So we'll see. I mean, they're hard at work. bringing out patches. I gotta be honest, I'm pretty sure they knew this was coming. Like, let's be real. I think they knew that they were gonna be patching pretty quickly. There's no shot. It's just like, that's fine. Well, it's not fine. It's actually pretty egregious. But the thing that really gets me is just some of those things I talked about where it's just design elements that they changed. So yeah, I don't know. But that pretty much wraps it up. My voice is about to fucking shoot itself. So we'll wrap it up there. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the content. Obviously I'm still gonna be pumping out the content. I'm still gonna have fun with the game, but yeah, I'm excited for some updates. I'm excited to see what they can do with this game, but obviously a very poor first impressions for us. There's no doubt about that. So hopefully you guys are enjoying the content. Make sure to like and comment. I'll see you guys in the next one.
The ball inside. Hastings. He surges forward. Defence has prevented an offload.
Huge play.
Looks and turns the ball inside. Putting up a chase. Elliott's. Rounded up by the defence.
The safer option taken there.
That's a clever pass. Nice tackle. Brazil with momentum. Wrapped up like a sausage. They just keep on coming here. Cut out ball. Gets a kick in. Lomax there to field the kick. Good pressure from the chasers. He breaks through the defence. Loops it over the top. Gets his hands free and offloads. Driving him towards touch. Brought down close to the sideline. Gives it on. With a charge. Gets it away. Slips the pass. Good play. Getting it away. Proving hard to put down. Gets the dummy half. Hands. With a short ball. Nice defence there. Sends it back inside. To Alungi. They force him back. He's caught by the defence. Unable to break through. Passes long. Gets the ball. Well, I think it's a try. I do think it's a try. I don't know if it's a try. Referee's not sure, so off to the video referee. It's a green light, folks, and you can add 4 points to the score. He's looking to add the extras. Lomax is kicking well in this match. As the stats show, they have nailed 3 from 3. Good kick, and they'll get the points. This man can do no wrong. He's just kicking so well. Goes deep with the kick-off. Good positional play. He's there for the kick. Tuolungi makes the tackle. Croker puts him away.
Who's going to make the big run in this set to ease the pressure?
Pedicini
Well done.
crashes to the ground. That's the second. With a quick pass. Tuolungi shakes him up. Grabbed by the defence.
Beautiful.
Out of dummy half he goes. The Eels not able to break through the strong defence. Well, the effort's there, but they're not making a great deal of ground. Arthur collects it on the bounce. Plays it on the halfway. Iongi
Nice pass.
powering his way through the defence. Held as the call from the referee. First tackle there. Dury. He shrugs off another.
It's hard to tell if the attack is brilliant or the defence is dire. Either way, the stats tell the story.
Passes short. Driven back. Tackling in numbers here. That's 3. Works it on. He throws the dummy. Tuolungi. Ball and all tackle. Shut down. That's good defence there. Brown.
Great pass.
With a probing kick. That's a 4-pointer scored out wide.
The Knights will probably want to put this performance at home behind them. They've been outplayed across the park here.
Look at the focus as he lines this one up. Lomax is in great form with a boot. And they now have 4 from 4. Can't quite manage that one. He'll be disappointed with himself there. He's been having a good game so far. Really should have squared that one away. Kicks it off deep. Holding up a short pass. A heavy tackle. They pick him up like they're throwing out the trash.
A line of defence on that chase. Well done.
The game is all over. Well, Cameron, what did you think about the match?
Outstanding performance. The club will take great pride in that result.
So, on behalf of Cameron Smith, I'm Andrew Voss.